from the campus of Westfield State University. This is 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
And it is May 30th, 2023. My name is Bob Plass. I'm here with my personal assistant, Rick Barry. Peter Coles is in the center square someplace. He's our producer and able to be here for us every year, every day, whenever. And we thank him for it. And I am glad to be here today. May
Bob, you're going to
30th.
make me blush.
May 30th, yes. Oh, blush. When was the last time you blushed, Rick? Have I ever made you blush?
No.
Never blush. No. Are you a blusher?
No.
I am a blusher. Oh, it's so terrible. All through my childhood and into my years, I would be kind of like when I was embarrassed, I would get so red in the face, etc., etc.
You get so flustered?
Oh man, I don't know. Oh, God. But at any rate, May 30th, the Memorial Day weekend was upon us this weekend.
Yes.
Did you have a nice time? What'd you do?
Yes.
What did you
Yesterday, I went to the parade, sat and watched the parade. Yeah, went down to Parker Park for a little while.
So you could have watched it in front of my house if you wanted to. We had a big tree there.
Oh, I went down and sat in front of the Anthonyum.
Oh, okay.
With the puppy in the back of the truck and
yeah.
and
That's
then
usually where you go, yeah.
Yeah, and then we took a walk down to the park and listened to some of the events. And as soon as the bagpipes started to play, she wanted to leave. Fred, no offense.
Oh,
I liked it, but the puppy did not care for it.
What is
so
that?
We left.
Do you think
I think it's the high pitched noise, or either that or she knows what's coming after that. Is the
rifle salute?
Yes, and that she does not like at all.
Somehow I didn't hear it. We had a whole group of people in front of our house, and so I was saying goodbye to them. And of course, when you haven't seen people, sometimes like this year, it was people who hadn't seen like in months, years, a year maybe. So we were talking, so I missed the ceremony, which kills me. But I didn't hear the shooting, the 20, right. Do they do 21 guns actually?
Yes. There's 7 of them. They do three volleys.
So 1, 2, 3, yeah. 1, 2, 3,
no,
1, 2,
no,
3.
They'll do 7 of them will shoot at the same time, and they'll do three times.
Now here's a question for you gun owners: when you shoot a gun like that, does a bullet come out of it, go anywhere?
No, they're blanks.
Shoot a blank.
They're shooting blanks.
There's no projectile at the end of the cartridge.
So it's just the sound.
Yes,
and there's nothing coming
gunpowder. The gunpowder, if you had a full bullet. The gunpowder will project the bullet out of the rifle. With no bullet on the end of it, it's just the noise and the smoke.
So when they're shooting blanks, there's nothing coming out of the gun.
There's smoke coming out of the gun.
Yeah. But why did I don't want to bring up something awful, but Alex Baldwin, didn't they have they were shooting blanks, but they were not blanks? And
He
it
allegedly
killed
was
some-
told it was a blank, but it had actual bullets in it, and he pointed at somebody. Basically, you never point a gun at somebody unless you plan on, unless there's the there's always if you point a gun at somebody, there's a possibility they're going to die.
Got
Up
it.
close, just the gunpowder could cause a problem.
You know, I remember there was an actor many, many years ago. I think he was the twin. There were two of them, and I think his last name was Duell, Duell. And he was in a movie, and he was playing around, and he thought the blank was because it was a blank, and he put it. Oh, never mind. Let's get off of this subject for God's sakes. At any rate,
I mean, the accidents happen, so that's part of
God,
it, right?
just awful. Yeah. Meatballs. I made meatballs.
You did.
A new recipe for meatballs. And I never knew this. Do you put water in your meatballs?
You can.
Yeah.
Do you?
Not necessarily. No, I don't.
I never put.
I don't.
I never put water in my meatballs, and I put water in my meatballs, and all of a sudden, I got the meatball that I've been eating forever at that pizza place in Southwick Valley.
So they probably put a little bit of water in it to keep it moist.
That's right. It was the moistest meatball I had ever tasted. So good. And I said, how come I haven't been putting this in all the years? And also, do you fry your meatballs?
No, I bake them.
You bake them. So
Yep.
how do you
Quickest way to cook them is deep frying them.
Yeah.
deep frying? Oh my God, no. I don't.
A lot of Italians pan fry them.
Yeah, you can
yeah.
pan fry them and then put them in the oven. That's what
finish.
my grandmother used to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you put them in the oven to finish.
Yep.
That's what I did. And
I know
and-
in competition, when they're doing competition meatballs, they deep fry them.
Oh,
Like if they're in a cooking competition.
right, sure.
And it's timed, they'll deep fry them because it cooks faster.
Well, interestingly enough, I loved these meatballs so much that I bought the meatball mix, which is veal, pork, and beef.
Yeah.
And it was on sale or something. So
Or if you're poor, you go to Walmart. It's just pork and meat.
I
That's
had
what, I don't usually use veal. I usually use pork. And, yeah.
This is so it's a big Y thing. So I go over.
you can.
Yeah.
It depends.
Well,
Yeah.
I decided I'm going to make a meatloaf. No, I'm going to make hamburgers out of the meatballs. So I used my meatball recipe as hamburgers.
Okay.
Oh my God!
Did you make little hamburgers like sliders?
No, they were they're the usual 3-inch or what? How
Did you
how
put
big is that?
breadcrumbs in it?
Oh, a lot of breadcrumbs, tons of breadcrumbs.
Oh,
Yeah.
that had to be nasty. Without like a lot of.
Nasty.
Without, like, a lot of
Peter, you're
ketchup.
calling my food nasty.
No, but I mean, just having a lot of breadcrumbs. And
No,
stuff.
that's so there are actually
Meatloaf
some
sandwiches. I know that you can
No,
have that.
yeah, but there are some burgers that they do that. They'll put egg and breadcrumbs in it to use as a binder.
I
to hold it together.
always put I do garlic, onion powder, Worcestershire sauce, what's that? Italian seasoning, it's oregano, and one egg, and beaten up, and then the crumbs, and that's my my hamburger.
Really?
Am I doing something wrong?
No.
necessary. I'm just a purist when it comes to burgers. That it just
You just want
meat.
it to be just a plain old meat thing?
yeah,
But then
little salt and pepper.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, salt and pepper, right?
Yeah, of course.
yeah. And do you use a lot of salt in your cooking?
No.
Or in your no. I unfortunately have gotten back to it now that I realize that I don't use a lot of canned foods, so there's not a lot of salt in my diet. And because I have low blood pressure,
Yeah.
I need salt.
You
Apparently,
probably need a little salt.
I
yeah.
do need a little salt. So
You've gone too
yeah.
far there. Too
I'm
far.
probably killing James at the same
far
time
around
as
the way.
taking care of me. Yeah.
Well, but what you do is you don't salt everything. You put a little salt, like on a burger, right? It's completely appropriate, like especially like with a steak too, is to put a little bit of salt on as a finish.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it brings out a little bit of flavor on the char and stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of steak, I found two. Do you find these things? Gift certificates from years ago that you haven't used.
Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Oh,
I found a $5 Dunks yesterday.
Oh my! Oh, I just found a Dunkin' Donuts one yesterday, as well. I found some for Fusion, the restaurant that went out of business down Sonoma. Remember that restaurant?
Yeah.
The Bread Stand, a beautiful inn that has gone out of business.
Where was that?
These down in New York City.
You really need to use these, Bob, before they.
Well, that's what I said. I said every time I get in.
You should have like a file card organized. Like you used to have your recipes in.
Yeah, I know.
For gift cards and alphabetize them.
Well, Peter, I need this. I need my personal assistant needs to do this one.
A flip card.
You're going to alphabetize my.
You got to alphabetize them
my
and
certificates if I bring them in.
Yeah, sure. Why don't you bring them in to me? I'll have them in a file for you.
All right, I want this one, and I want that one, and I want this one.
Sure, okay. So
Is there any for the tavern in there?
Yeah.
I never saw this one.
I found 2 for the tavern.
Oh, Rick will take that.
2 for the tavern.
That'll be his commission.
I found 1 for Leo's. Oh God, Leo's is closed.
Yep.
I found there's the Montgomery Grill. I hope that's still in existence. I found 2 for the Montgomery, 2 for the Montgomery Grill. Yep. I found 1 for the California Kitchen. I don't even know what that is. I've never even.
It's a pizza place.
California Pizza Kitchen.
Yeah. Where is it? Is it around here?
I think the closest one's out in Lee, isn't it?
I don't think there is one in Lee. I think there's one in Manchester. I think.
Oh, I found a $100 gift certificate for George's. Not George's.
You looking that up, Peter?
The other Grant's,
I'm looking for it.
Grant's Jewelers.
Grant's?
Is $100 going to get me anything at Grant's Jewelers?
Not anymore. They're out. They closed.
Aren't they gone? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one
That's closed.
Andrew Grant
yeah.
is gone. Aren't they in the 76 Liquors Plaza?
No, that's somebody different. Bobby Grant is now living in Florida.
Oh.
So.
Yeah, he retired.
You're SOL, Bob.
Yeah, okay. Puffers is still. I found one, but the Puffers one was given to me in 2004. 16 years ago. Do you think it's still good? Is there a rule?
I think the Massachusetts law is that they don't expire.
Well, that's good news for that one. Okay, so I found 2 that James had been given by his boss at MassMutual for Christmas presents. Now, James hasn't worked at MassMutual for at least 8 years. All right. So they were for Max's Tavern. One was for $100 and another one was for $125. $225 to go out to dinner. And I thought, geez, we're going to really do well. And so we went to Max's Tavern. I took my great cousin Loretta Pedizano, and we went on Sunday, and we had appetizers.
So, Bob, there's
drinks.
in West Farms Mall.
Yeah.
California Pizza Kitchen.
Oh, California Pizza Kitchen. Oh, yeah.
Let me see if there's one near. I thought there was one up near Lee. No, I guess not. That must have closed.
So I got to go West Farms Mall for California Pizza. Okay. So I had.
Bob will never have to cook again.
Yeah, right. I might steak frites. Really terrific. But the bill came to $172 or something. So we almost blew the entire thing. But what a comfort!
You should have gotten dessert. You would have been all set.
Oh, we did get desserts. They got 2 desserts. I didn't eat them. Do you do this? Give me a spoon.
Second spoon.
That's it. A second spoon. So I then can dig into other people's food.
I dig right in, Bob.
You have your own. Do you have your own dessert when you order?
If you're gonna go, you might as well go.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Well, I gotta say that Max Tavern's food was delicious. We had a calamari. appetizer that was really
Yeah, Max's
good.
Tavern is it's a good place.
And
from
it's
what
a
I've heard.
franchise apparently that they have Max's Fish and Max's Burgers.
Isn't that
and
local?
I think it's
There's a Max Burger.
Yeah, they're out
there's a
of,
Max Burger in Longmeadow. Maybe that's what they got it for you.
Max Burger. Yeah.
There's one in Longmeadow at the Longmeadow
That's
shops.
so true. Yeah. The that Rich Goldstein lives in Longmeadow, so if he's
So,
the one.
so
that
Bob,
gave
you
it.
can finish it out by taking us to lunch at Max Burger.
How much will my $20 left go?
It'll get your burger.
Not very far.
Although
It'll get
there-
your burger.
Yeah. When I oh God, are you okay? Oh my God. I think
he's okay.
Rick's okay.
Still breathing.
He's still breathing.
I caught him at the right I caught him at the right time.
Yes. Was that joke intended to? That was a killer joke. What was it? Repeat it again. I got so taken by the fact that my personal
I
assistant.
said the $24 will get you your burger, and then he started coughing, but it probably just went down the wrong pipe.
No. $18 a burger. 17 or 18.
Yeah, 17 or
Yeah.
$18.
Not
All right, so it'll buy your burger, and then it'll buy part of another burger.
right, and you could probably have a drink for maybe $8. A beer is, I think, $8. So you could have a beer and a
You could
burger.
have an app.
And an 26. 18 and 8 is 26. Then you got to give. Do you tip your waiter 10%, 20%?
I'm usually 20 or better. depending on the
Yeah,
service.
as a waiter, 20. So you're going to add another. So it's going to be 40 or so. It's going to be about $50, I think, when we come right down to it.
I
That's
just get
a
a
lot of
soda,
money.
Bob. I'm a cheap date.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. All right. So maybe we can go to California Kitchen. I'll see how much that is. We'll go to West Farms Mall or whatever. I don't know. Have you?
And the Max Burgers in the old Friendly space, right? That was where Friendlies used to be.
the Friendlies
Down
Max
on the
Burgers?
end. Yeah, I
don't
think it's
know.
on the end where Friendlies used to be.
We're going to try to not be funny.
Why not?
Right. We don't want you to be.
Well, my allergies are killing me. It just,
Is that right? Mine
know.
have abated. If I can use a big word.
The tree pollen's starting to go down a little bit.
Yeah.
So mine is degressed into a cough. So
Let's hear your cough.
now you
You
hear it.
You did.
You did.
You saw the spit take.
There it is.
Oh, all right.
I have.
And it comes on at like the most odd times, like just like that. It was
I have
just-
cough drops.
All right. Okay. Well,
If you
we're
need
all
We're good. I'm good.
We're good.
right.
Good.
Just checking.
So I'm giving a 5-star rating to Max's Tavern. They have a nice outdoor space as
Yep.
well there down in Springfield at the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wonderful. And again, I got to say that last week I had a burrito from Two Burritos.
Two Rivers.
Two Rivers Burritos. Just the best.
Or
And
did you have two burritos from Two Rivers Burritos?
I could have had Two Rivers from Two Rivers Burritos.
And just great people.
Joe Wynn and his brothers. Can you name the brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike and Kevin.
Mike and Kevin.
Yep.
Okay. Because it's the land of hairnets at Two Burritos. Would you explain
Which is
that?
good.
Would you explain
Well,
that?
because they wear hairnets so they don't get hair in your food.
And they all have bushy beards. So
Yes, and they wear beard
except
nets.
for Joe, who is beardless. Joe, the main brother, is beardless, but Michael and Kevin and it seems everybody in there has beard. Then they wear hairnets on their hair on the top of their head.
Yeah.
And then do you wear a hairnet or is it a beard net? Do they make beard
Yes,
nets?
they make specifically beard nets. Yes, they do.
Oh, well, I found that really kind of nice, because do you have to wear a beard net in order to bartend?
Bartend? No, not to bartend. No.
No.
No. But when I was working up at Angie's Tortellinis, I had to wear a beard net and a hairnet.
I don't think I've ever worn either one of them. No. Never had an opportunity. As a waiter, We would not have to wear a hairnet as a waiter, even though there's nothing worse than getting a hair in your food. It's almost like it was this. Would you, if your food dropped on the ground, would you pick it up and eat it? What's your how much time does let's say a cookie that falls to the ground?
Oh, a cookie, that's a different story.
A cookie
you can't let a cookie down.
No,
normally,
what's your second?
Normally, I'll pick it.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, normally I'll just pick it up, throw it away.
Oh, you pick it up and throw it away.
Hey, Bob, have you ever been camping?
Yeah, once, and that was a disaster. No. But why? Why do you ask that question?
I just got an email about the 10 best glamping sites in the United States.
Oh, all right. So, I thought it was going to be related to cookies that drop onto the ground. If it drops on the ground outside, I'll pick it up and eat it. If it drops on the ground in here,
this is you stay.
I would not eat it.
Basically, stay on a private island. You can only get there by boat.
Yeah.
There's one tent, and you have access to the whole island. And I don't know how much it's. I don't know how much it costs to stay there, but.
So wait a minute.
Let's just say this:
where is
3-hour tour for a day trip and fishing charter.
Where are you going, Peter? You didn't tell us where
it is. Georgia.
Oh, it's in Georgia. So and how much for a night of glamping?
Well, I'm looking at I'm looking at the day trip prices.
Yeah. Okay.
And let's see, if you want to spend the overnight, it's 2-night minimum.
Uh-huh.
And you have the whole island to yourself.
Oh, I love it.
$1,699 a night.
$1,699.
And the tent is enormous.
And how many people does that?
Tent's like a 2-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
As many people as you want in there, I guess.
It's because it's your island. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an island in the middle of Hampton Pond that when we were out on that somebody owns, and they had a house there, but now they don't have a house, and they were all out there on what was the holiday that I was on a boat? It wasn't a holiday. I was invited over to the house.
Every day's a holiday for you.
Every day's a holiday for me. Yeah. Too.
Ooh, Smoky Mountains, Tennessee, under the tents.
So when you say glamping, what does that mean? That
it means
pitch
like,
your own tent?
It means like it's a tent, but it's like a 2-bedroom apartment. This one has a king-size bed.
Do I have to go to an outhouse in the middle of the woods? That's what I'm going to know. That would be no. I don't want to go do that.
They probably have a composting toilet, Bob,
with a door on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay. I don't know. I think that glamping for me would be the Hilton.
There's one in New York. Firelight Camps in New York.
New York City?
These are like in New York State. These are like real beds. I mean, like beds with a porch.
Uh-huh.
And a
like
dressing table.
Little mini houses?
Like, yeah, but they're big tents.
Yeah, some of them are those yurts.
And they're in the Finger Lakes.
Yeah, some of them are yurts and stuff like that, and that's.
Well, I had I slept.
It's elevated camping, Bob.
Yes,
elevated. I slept in an igloo in Costa Rica, in Montezuma, Costa Rica, once. That was shaped like an igloo, and it was really cool. And inside, it felt like an igloo, but outside it was the jungle. And I think they even called them igloos. So that's my closest to glamping, I suppose. I don't think I want to spend $16.99 a night for to be able to sleep somewhere.
$16.99?
$1,699.
I wouldn't either.
I
wouldn't even pay that for a hotel.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, is there a maximum that you will pay for a motel or a hotel?
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that I've noticed. If they don't show you prices, you don't have enough money.
Oh, God. So I would say for now, let's just say, what would be your minimum? We don't know how much anything costs, but it would also depend. I'm not going to spend a lot of money to stay overnight in Ludlow, right?
Why not?
Well, if it's Paris,
Actually,
I'm going to spend some money.
there's a place over there they'll keep you for free,
Oh, is that
and they'll feed you 3 meals a day, and
Yeah.
yeah,
the jail? All right. No. That's a whole different kind of glamping. Yeah. Clamping. That's what it is. But no, what would be a price? Well, Peter, you travel a lot. What would be a price? What's your maximum that you spend per night? Usually.
Me,
Yeah.
I try not to go above 150.
150.
Yeah.
So would
There's
that
there's plenty of clean. Well, think about this, Bob. If you're going to a destination, all you're really going to do is sleep there. Mm-hmm. You're not going to live there. Mm-hmm. So if you're just paying to sleep, I don't go over 150 as long as it's clean.
Yeah. And that 150 is not per person, but
For the room.
for the room. The room, yeah.
I always do the trick of whether I'm going by myself or not. I always put double occupancy.
Uh-huh.
It's actually usually a little cheaper.
Oh, is that right? I had no idea. Double occupancy is cheaper than single occupancy?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess that's true. When you go on a trip,
When you go on a cruise,
you
you
have
pay
to
more.
pay more. Yeah,
You don't pay a full second fare.
Yeah.
But you pay like a fare and a half if you want the room to yourself.
yeah. It's an amazing thing. I often I get those great value vacation things, all those offers all the time. Yeah,
That's what this is.
Yeah, and so it will give you per person per night, and it will give you airfare plus the fee for the hotel, and maybe breakfast in the morning. Well, I always say to James, look, if we go. If we went on our own, we would only pay for one room. I mean, one room, you're paying it once.
Hey, Rick.
yeah.
Do you understand?
Should we tell Michelle to maybe include the guy next to you and his partner on that
on our
trip?
cruise.
Oh my God, that'd be freaking hilarious.
Yeah. What's this?
Bring him to the karaoke bar.
I think next April we're looking to do a cruise.
Who?
All kinds of couples.
Yes.
My girlfriend and his girlfriend are already talking.
Yes.
Oh, this is very good. So the idea here is you do not want to get a package deal if you can do it singly, because when you go on Great Value Vacations and it says per person and you're paying for a hotel and you say, that's a great deal. Well, it is a great deal, but if you double it, it's not such a great deal because you're paying twice for a hotel room. Though ordinarily, if you were there and you were paying on your own, you could bring in your spouse for nothing. You're paying for the room. You're not paying per person when you're there in, let's say, Hawaii or Paris or wherever you want to go. Even Canada, for that matter. So always think about that. Always think about that.
I don't know.
I'm thinking about doing. I'd love to on my bucket list. I'd like to do the Rocky Mountaineer, the luxury train in the United States.
Lovely. Yeah.
Or Canada. It goes from Vancouver to Banff, I think.
That would be a beautiful trip. I like the one that goes across the states because then you go through the Rockies or something, don't you?
The Empire Builder?
Well, I don't know what they call it.
Empire Builder's from here to Chicago.
The Golden Spike.
No.
I what it
There's
is.
the California Zephyr, which is the southern route. Empire Builder, northern route, I think. Yeah.
Empire Builder.
There's a couple of trains that go from Chicago to California.
Wow.
Hey, I'd want to lose some weight at that point.
The only one
get the private room because I'd want to be able to take a shower en suite.
Sure.
The only one I know of is the
The Montrealer.
The Montrealer.
Yeah, that's the only.
That's the only
I think
one.
that's running again now.
And then the Trans-Canadian Railway, the Lakeshore Limited.
Oh, Lakeshore Limited.
That's what goes from here to California.
Yes, the Lakeshore Limited
goes through Chicago.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
goes
then
to Chicago.
What's the one
Chicago.
down south?
The Allegheny.
No, it's
the Atchison, Topeka, and the Santa Fe.
No,
Excuse me.
those are all gone.
I don't know. Pardon me,
I think
boys.
it's the
Is
Silver
that
Meteor and the Silver Star.
The Chattanooga Choo-Choo.
Bob, I think it's the Silver Meteor and the Silver Star.
Oh, okay. That's not the Silver Bullet. Yeah. It's you're getting ready. We're going to talk. All of my songs today are in tribute to you, Rick.
To me?
Yes. The Brewfest is coming this week.
Yes.
So I thought to myself, you know what?
Yep.
I'm going to play songs that have beer, about beer. Do you know how many songs have beer in the title?
Oh, there's quite a few.
While I was in the shower today, I figured out why there are so many songs with beer.
Why?
Because beer, every consonant of the alphabet, if you put it in front of ear, it rhymes, except for the last Z. Beer, kier, deer, fear, gear, here, jeer, leer, mere, near, peer, rear, sear, sear. Oh, there are a lot of those. Spear and steer and sheer. S, tear, veer, weir, like where,
Yeah.
weir, X, weir. Oh no, so X is out. Year and Zier. No, there's no Zier. So Y and Z are there. So it's a good rhyming thing. Beer can rhyme with anything.
Nice.
So that's my theory. I'm sticking to it. So here's my first song. It's called "Beers and Sunshine" by Darius Rucker. You know this song?
Yes, I do.
It's a great
by
song.
Darius Rucker.
Hootie. When you're
by Hootie.
By Hootie. Oh.
So here's an interesting story.
Okay, got it.
Before we play the song, I went to the Darius Rucker concert, and I'm up in the lawn and something like that, and so Darius is playing his songs. Then all of a sudden, he breaks into one of the Hootie and the Blowfish songs.
Oh,
and
I love Hootie.
And then somebody goes, "Oh my God, he's playing one of Hootie and the Blowfish songs. I can't believe he's doing that." And it was like, I said, "Do you guys realize that
he was
that
That's
is
his
Hootie?
songs.
That's Hootie." What?
It's his song.
And they were a younger generation, and they were like, "What do you mean?" And I said,
Hootie?
"Yeah, that's Hootie from
He
Hootie
wasn't
and the
one
Blowfish."
of the Blowfish.
No, he was Hootie,
Oh, unbelievable.
and they didn't even know that he was part of that group.
Oh man, what was Hootie and Blowfish's big song? I really like their music.
All I Want to Be With You.
Yeah.
There's a couple of Hootie songs.
Yeah. Well, Darius has had a great career singularly.
Yes.
And this is his Beers and Sunshine.
Because he went country.
Oh, yeah. Well, once you go country, you don't go back.
Right.
Beers and Sunshine.
And in weather news today, after all the rain and gloom, the sun is gonna peek through. Go find your sunshine.
Well, I ain't gonna work today. Just wanna sit around and play. Gonna hit balls off the dock. Kick back in my flip-flops. Don't owe nothing to the lender. Nothing spinning in the blender. The only thing on my agenda is beers and sunshine. Bonfires in summertime. Back porch nights in South Carolina. Ain't nothing finer than me and my girl striking up a little lighter. Cause everybody's down in a world gone crazy. Don't know how to fix it, but I think maybe turn on the good times, turn off the TV. Yeah, the only BS I need is beers and sunshine. Gonna call my girl and say, let's get our friends and hit the lake. Grab a boat and get to floating. A little buzzed and a little toasted. We're gonna hang and have a little fun now. Flying high like we'll never come down. We're gonna go until we run out. A beers and sunshine. A bonfires in summertime. Back porch nights in South Carolina. Ain't nothing finer than me and my girl striking up a little lighter. Cause everybody's down in a world gone crazy. Don't know how to fix it, but I think maybe turn on the good times, turn off the TV. Yeah, the only BS I need is beers and sunshine. Oh, beers and sunshine. Oh, beers and sunshine. nights in South Carolina. Ain't nothing finer than me and my girls striking up a little lighter. Cause everybody's down and the world gone crazy. Don't know how to fix it, but I think, baby, turn on the good times, turn off the TV. Yeah, the only BS I need is beers and sunshine. Oh, beers and sunshine. Oh, beers and sunshine. Bonfires and summertime, time. Ooh, oh, yeah.
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at rockies.com.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday. It is May 30th, 2023, and counting. I'm here with Danny. Danny.
Who?
What?
Danny. Why
Danny
did I
who?
look at it? I even wrote Danny on the slip. I always confuse you with Danny Nason. Has anybody
What?
ever told you, confused you, Rick Barry, with Danny Nason?
No.
Danny, I'm so sorry that I confused you.
I
with
apologize, Danny.
Now you have to
That's
come
not-
in here, Danny.
Rick. They don't look anything alike. I don't know why. Maybe because they're nice people. I connect you all the time. So if I call you Danny, in my golden years here, Rick,
Yeah.
you got it. You could either correct me or just let it go. It's up
Yes.
to you. Whether you're going to correct
Well,
me or
you know what? I'm the youngest of 9 kids, so
Yeah.
if somebody calls me the wrong name, I don't even flinch anymore.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Here's a
Because it's like everybody does it, because I look, all us brothers look alike, so everybody says, calls me by one of the others. So
Let me hear you list your 9 siblings. Ready?
all right,
Go.
there's
no stopping. You just go boom, 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 boom,
Chipper,
boom.
Michael, Billy, Stephen, Philip, Jeannie, Jody, myself,
There's
and who did I miss? Who did I miss?
Grumpy.
Gr-
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, all right. So go ahead.
I
Try
can't
again.
even remember them all.
right,
So,
So
there's
start again.
Chipper, Michael,
Chipper.
Billy,
Wait a minute.
Stephen.
Wait a
and-
minute.
Well, he was Eddie Jr.
Oh,
so.
all right. Okay.
Oh, see,
Chip-
now you just screwed me up. So now,
All right. Chipper. I didn't say name the nicknames. I want the real names.
All right, there's Ed.
Ed.
There's Ed, Mike, Billy, Stephen, Bobby, Philip, Jeannie, Jody, and myself.
So there are 2 girls and
Yes.
7 boys.
2 girls and 7 boys. Yes.
Oh my God! Can you imagine, folks? I don't know. Your poor mother. Honest to God, really.
She's
what
going
was
to
it?
be sainted.
She is going to be sainted. Oh, speaking of saints, did you see that news item about the nun who they unburied in? I think it's Uruguay or someplace. Her body. They wanted. They think that she might be like a saint or something because her body didn't decay. And there are pictures
That's
of
a
her on
step,
the
one of the steps
internet.
for beatification.
Yeah, it's probably, I don't know, but there are pictures of her, and it looks like she's just sleeping right there. I mean, it's very, very interesting. I don't know.
Hey, Bob, I know you're connected to my family at some point,
Yes,
right?
yeah, the swords.
Did you ever meet my Aunt Katie?
Katie, the
She
name.
worked at UMass as the assistant head of computing or department head for
no,
till
I don't
1988.
think. No. The only academic Swords I knew was Raymond Swords at Holy Cross, who was the president of Holy Cross, related to Peter, right?
Yeah.
Raymond Swords. Is he
My grandmother was Anna Swords.
Yes.
Dickie's sister.
Stinky's sister?
Dickie's sister. Dick Swords.
Dick Swords.
Former city councilor.
Oh, see, I don't know that. That's long ago.
Well, you knew his wife, Barbara.
Barbara Swords. Oh, God,
That
yes.
was Dick's wife.
Hey, speaking of Barbara Swords, I think that she's going to be honored in that Temperance Park thing they're doing for. There's this wonderful park in front of the train station on the other side of the tracks that was called Women's Temperance Park, and there's a group of folks who are with Nate Sperry are making a wonderful women's park that's going to honor the women of Westfield, with famous women of Westfield, from Alice Burke, I suppose, to Barbara Swords, et cetera, et cetera. Kind of nice, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a nice little park if you've not been over there.
It's a nice little walk over there, et cetera, et cetera. It's International Hug Your Cat Day. Peter, you don't look like a cat person to me.
I have had cats most of my life.
Really?
Yeah. It's International Hug Your Cat Day, which tomorrow is followed by International Get Extra Stitches Day.
Cats don't like to be my dog loved to be hugged.
Yep, cats don't.
Cats do not like to be. Well,
no, most of them don't.
Unless they're really huge cats, then you can get your arms around them. You can't get your arms around a little tiny.
Most cats don't like to be hugged, and they do for about 10 seconds, and then they just leave me alone.
My goddaughter has this week went to get a second dog. I said, "What kind of dog is it?" A Chihuahua. I said, "Not a Chihuahua." There is something about a Chihuahua that really, I don't know. It's like a spit of a dog. You can't hug a Chihuahua. A Chihuahua is like a little. I don't know.
Like a little rat?
It's a little rat, basically.
It's a rat.
It's a little. Are there hairy Chihuahuas?
Yeah, I think there are long-haired Chihuahuas. Yeah,
I don't. I
believe there are. I think I've seen them.
But there's hairless Chihuahuas, right?
Right.
They're different, and a Chihuahua is a Mexican dog. Could that be right?
Primarily South American. Yeah.
South American, and they're ratters, aren't they? I'm not sure, but I'm not thinking. Would you?
Yeah, there's long-haired Chihuahuas.
What?
Yeah.
Michelle, Michelle, would she like a Chihuahua?
No.
Why? You want
They're
a
too
dog?
small.
You'd want a dog with substance.
Yes.
I'll go for one of those ones that are a little pug. Could be, that's a good size, I suppose. But a Chihuahua, and those every time. I'm always afraid they're going to break their legs or something.
I'm always afraid I'm going to step on them.
Oh, step on them on top of, and they're yippy, aren't they? Nippy and yippy. I suppose I'm offending every Chihuahua owner out there.
That could be their names, Nippy and Chippy.
Amazing.
Well, but you're not offending somebody if you don't prefer that type of dog or something. You know what I mean? If you don't prefer something, it doesn't have to be offensive to somebody else. It's just not your cup of tea.
Yeah, but you don't. I suppose you don't make fun of your Chihuahua.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't.
People have to have a slightly thicker skin than they have right now. Let's just say that.
All right. So on International Hug Your Cat Day, I'm going to create. This is going to be Love a Chihuahua Day.
My girlfriend's kitty's. Stop trying to make it nice for everybody. My girlfriend's kitty's
not
doing
Chihuahua
very well.
Day. Let's go. So what?
Cleo's not doing really well. So she's on her way down.
Oh my God. National Creativity Day today as well. How about being creative? When you create, if I said to you, Rick, create something, what's your first thing that you're going to think of?
It's usually in the kitchen cooking.
It's going to be a meal.
A meal.
A meal. For you, Peter, create something?
Yeah, probably a meal. That's probably my thing.
Yeah. For me, it's probably going to be, an event. a gallery show.
Yeah, you're big into
something
that stuff, Bob.
Yeah, I mean that's where my mind goes. Is there a way to be creative? What's the most interesting way that you've been creative, Ricardo?
I don't know. Probably probably taking something like when we do the inductions for the International Volleyball Hall of Fame. Probably taking a situation where we aren't able to do something and create it into something that looks really incredible. So like
this.
when we don't have the materials on site to do something, and then you scramble around to find something to fix it to make it look presentable.
Oh, okay, alrighty. So are you saying
like a stage or something like that? It's not to where it should have been. Like somebody didn't bring something or something wasn't delivered on time.
Those troubleshooting things at events.
Yes.
For instance, you're going to present the award, and nobody's brought the award.
Yes.
Yeah, that's happened. Or you forgot to put the speech up on the podium, and consequently, the person has to ad lib the speech that he or she thinks they're going to speak.
Right. Or even just the way things are set up. If say a vendor didn't bring something and you need to scramble to set the stage.
Or when Bob doesn't show up for the show, and then you guys have to wing it without any kind of preparation. What, isn't that true?
There's that.
Oh, I'm speaking of...
We prep for this show?
Well, I gave... Dennis Akins is in the big square to my left here. All right. Denny, welcome.
I've been winging it for the 2 years here.
Yeah. Hey, Denny, do you have morning. Look at how bright and cheerful you look. This is... So we're at a Memorial Day party yesterday in the afternoon. Joanne Taylor had us over in her backyard for hot dogs. Lovely. And
it was nice.
Yeah. And so, of course, the first thing I think of is, I don't have a guest for tomorrow's show. Could Peter, Rick, and I wing it for 2 hours?
Yes.
And we could. But it's always nice to have somebody to bounce off of. So Dennis is always a...
You bring in the dredges of society to help.
Yeah.
You had to call him the master of the universe.
Master of the universe. Oh, yeah.
The lunatic fringe.
The lunatic is the word. So, of course, there are people that I can call at the spur of the moment. And so Dennis and I happen to be having...
over
a hot dog or whatever, and I looked over or whatever, and I'm lying because this is not the way it happened, but at any rate.
That's not really a lie, though.
It sounds good.
Yeah.
It's a George.
You should have saved that.
It's kind of like an embellishment.
And
you should have saved that for your segment, Bob.
My lying segment?
Yes.
Oh, I need something bigger than that for a lie.
Well, that would have been a good one because you had the other person, and he would have either go along with it or squash you like a bug.
Oh, okay. All righty. Yeah.
Bob, you remember Springfield? You won't believe us.
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. Yes. Yeah. I created a
let's not use pronouns.
All right.
Let's not use non-truth pronouns.
All right. Okay. All right. So we
thank you.
We created. Dennis and I were trying to come up with a slogan for Springfield. Okay, that was because we worked in the mayor's office for cultural and community affairs, and so consequently we were trying to get people out for events and stuff. So we came up, and what did we come up with, Denny?
There was a whole group of us actually that did it, but we came up with a slogan that's Springfield, you won't believe us, and then we'd have billboards throughout the city saying, "Enjoy our miles of oceanfront." Springfield, you won't believe us.
Springfield, birthplace of Christ,
of Jesus Christ. Springfield, you won't believe us.
And it was good. We were gonna have lying tournaments, and liar. I mean, it had legs. And
you could have put up a Guinness World Book of Records for the most amount of fake billboards.
Well, don't you think that would? I mean, Springfield, you won't believe us, and then the tag at the end.
Birthplace of baseball, you won't believe us.
Yeah. Springfield. I love that Springfield.
Although
I've
seen some arguments that Westfield might be the birthplace for baseball. So
in this area, not far from the truth.
Good point.
Where is the birthplace of pickleball?
I think it's down in Florida.
Do you think it's
Pennsylvania?
Pickle, Pennsylvania. And why is it called pickleball? That was a question at the party yesterday. Why is it called pickleball? Do we come up with an answer, Denny?
I think I told you it was created by James M. Pickle, but I don't know if I made that up or not.
It's true. It's true. And what is the difference between pickleball and tennis?
Well, it's a combination of like ping pong, badminton, tennis,
the net.
racquetball.
Yeah, the net's a little bit different.
The net's lower.
Yeah. You described it as if you were getting on a ping pong table and standing on a ping pong table and playing the game on a ping pong table.
There's an area in the pickleball called the kitchen, which is not similar to any of those games.
What?
It's it started in the Pacific Southwest on a place called Pacific Northwest called Bainbridge Island.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a very famous resort area.
And it was started out of boredom
in 1965.
Wow.
It's been around since then.
Yeah.
Wow.
In 1967, it looks like the first permanent pickleball court was constructed in Joel Pritchard's
backyard,
friends and neighbors, Bob O'Brien's yard. Who was the the inventor of pickleball?
And does it say why he called it pickleball?
Because it says all he had was a badminton net and court, ping pong paddles, a wiffle ball, and the kids and their dads came up with what we know today as pickleball.
Amazing.
Clever.
It is. Bainbridge Island, is that off the coast of Washington? Is that one of those?
I think it is Oregon. I think it's Washington, Oregon area.
Okay, all righty. So where do I go to play pickleball in Westfield?
Down the street, Bob.
Right down here.
You can walk there from here.
Right down here at the Hubbard Street playground.
On Franklin Street.
Yeah, right over here, right by the tennis courts.
Yep. Were they converted some to pickleball courts.
Yeah.
Oh, so all right. So I'm going to look in there today.
There's probably going to be players there when it warms up.
I got to see this game. Is it a good game to play? I mean, could anyone play pickleball?
Bob, when you come to Rehoboth, we have a court that Michael built right in our complex.
They have
he just
a pickleball
a couple
court
days ago, and they have beginning lessons every week or every 2 weeks or something. You can watch them play.
I can. Do you need to have any energy in order to play a pickleball game?
No.
None whatsoever.
Of course you do. Of course you do. It's
then
an energetic game.
I'm out. Hey, let's play a song and come back and talk to you.
So how it got its name, it says one of the stories is that two of the families had adopted twin puppies. They were cockapoos. One of them was named Lulu and the other one named Pickles.
Oh.
Pickles liked to run around and grab the ball as it went off into the bushes.
Uh-huh.
So, and it says one night that the Pritchard's cabin, the family came up with the name of their new game.
And they named it after Pickles.
After Pickles the dog, it seems.
Oh.
Yeah. Whether that's the truth or not, who
Bob,
knows?
if you want to stay at the birthplace of pickleball, the king-size rooms are about $200 a night.
Well, it's within our budget, isn't
it? Do you get to play pickleball?
I guess so.
And is there breakfast with it? If there's breakfast with it, $200 a night is not so bad.
Let me look at the amenities.
All right. Denny, we were having a discussion. Do you have a cap for how much you spend a night in a hotel or motel? For the most part.
Or a Holiday Inn?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I don't know anyone that doesn't have a cap.
Yeah.
They're above our pay grade if they don't.
Right. I mean, of course, there are people that would start at $600 a night. They're not going to pay less than that because they want, and they can afford those plush amenities. $600 a night. I would sleep in my car before I paid $600.
I might sleep in my car if it was $300 a night. Depend.
Hey, Bob, the breakfast is grab and go.
Grab and go breakfast.
Yeah, you're gonna grab a pickle.
Yeah, yeah.
And go out to the court and
Doesn't
play.
say, yeah, it doesn't say what it is.
It says it said. Hey, so we're playing songs about beer because we've yet to talk about the Brewfest Saturday. Just give quickly so folks who are maybe going to be tuning out
Saturday,
if they haven't already.
Saturday in downtown Westfield, the 5th annual Whip City Brewfest.
Right.
Check it out. Check it out on whipcitybrewfest.com.
Brewfest.
Whip City Brewfest.
Okay,
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Why can't I hear them very well?
Yeah, and that's a benefit for the
Amelia Park Children's Museum. Yep.
Children's Museum.
Yep.
To 100.
And is it free to get in?
No, it is not. No, tickets are available right on the website.
Right.
There are designated driver tickets and there are general admission tickets. Right now our VIP tickets are.
Oh wait, I think Denny is talking without. Denny's talking.
I apologize.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
So
my husband's getting ready to go to work.
Oh, well, let him go to work. Goodbye, Michael. Get out of here. We're in the middle of a radio show.
Our VIP tickets right now are sold out. So.
Oh,
yeah. So
what does a VIP get?
You get
what would I have gotten?
You would have gotten to be able to get into the Brewfest at noon instead of 1:00, where general admission is at 1:00.
So you're
guaranteed a tasting glass and that extra hour with only 150 people on the grounds to talk to the brewers and try some beer.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we've got actually a pretty neat thing that we're going to do this year at 12:30. We are actually going to be tapping a keg.
Yeah.
What is called a firkin, or it's called a cask. We've got one of our local breweries, Skyline Beer Company, got their rightfully named Buggy Whip Kolsch, which is a light style German beer.
Kolsch.
Kolsch. Kolsch. K-O-L-S-H.
S-H.
With the double dots over the O.
Cool. Okay. Yeah, okay.
So, and it's called Buggy Whip. To be named after the history of the whips made in the city. So they have a cask of it sitting in their cooler right now, and I shouldn't say we, but I will be tapping the keg at 12:30, so the VIPs will get a chance to have some, and some of the early arrivals at 1:00 for the general admission will be able to try a taste of it.
Do they get hors d'oeuvres or anything like that?
No, just your taste. Just your tastes.
Oh,
but
okay.
Of course, the North Elm Butcher Block and Mac and Sliders will be there. So.
Yes, and Skyline will have food. So plenty of food, music all day long. Yep, we got three musical acts.
It's live music.
Yep, we've got
Whiskey Traveler,
Access, and a band called Johnny Mico and the C5s.
Wow.
So,
have we given in the area given up the idea of Oompa bands? Have you thought of a German Oompa?
Well, band? if we were doing an Oktoberfest, we would have a German style band.
Okay.
But
this is Mayfest time, and down at the Student Princeton.
Yes, they do Mayfest. They do Mayfest all year.
Oh, they do Mayfest.
Not all year, I should say. All month of May
and June.
Yeah.
I think
so. May
they just started. Somehow or other, Mayfests go into June.
Yeah, I don't understand.
They
just drag it out.
I don't know what that's about. But they've got singers at the Student Prince, and the carolers are doing the music from The Sound of Music at the German restaurant. Even though The Sound of Music took place in Austria, I think it doesn't matter, does it? I don't know.
We're gonna let you hang on that one, Bob.
Yeah. Hey, so Billy Joel. Well, yeah. Let's do the Billy Joel song.
Well, you know why, Bob?
Why?
Because Skyline makes one heck of a root beer.
Yes, they do.
Really?
Yeah.
And it's a root beer.
It's draft root beer too. So.
Oh.
We've been telling you about this, Bob, forever.
Yes, I know.
You won't go with us.
All right, I'm gonna go. A root beer. Is it alcohol? No.
No.
Is there such a thing as an alcoholic root beer?
Yes.
Yeah, there's hard root beers, yes.
Are there?
But you don't necessarily have to be a hard root beer.
Oh. This is an interesting number, Dennis. This is Billy Joel's piano, and it feels like Piano Man, but it's a rag that he wrote. It's on one of his early albums, and he plays it. It's incredible. It's called the Root Beer Rag. Is the root beer going to be available for non-alcoholic drinkers?
I don't believe any of the people are
He
bringing
can't
them.
keep
I don't
it in
think,
stock at the brewery,
he
never
can't,
mind.
bringing it to there. But we will have, actually, I believe one of the place out of Greenfield, Artesian Beverage Cooperative, is bringing some of their kombucha.
Oh, there's nothing like a good kombucha.
Yeah. But they will also have alternatives to beer too. We'll have Artifact Cider out of Florence. Will be there with their hard ciders, and the Artesian Beverage is bringing their ginger libation, their ginger beers.
Oh, I like that.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah.
Good. Oh, that sounds so exciting. I'm honest to God. All right, so we'll play Billy Joel Rag, then we'll come back and we'll talk more. There are other things happening this weekend in Westfield that we could talk about as well. And Billy Joel plays his piano, the Root Beer Rag.
Underwriting support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Greater Westfield Chamber of Commerce, the voice of business for the Greater Westfield communities. Informing, educating, advocating, the Chamber provides opportunities for members to make meaningful connections on local, regional, and state levels. For more information on the Chamber's many events, workshops, and programs, as well as the benefits of membership, visit westfieldbiz.org. The Chamber focuses on the most important economy, yours.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday. It's May 30th, 2023 and counting. I'm wide awake today for some reason. I don't know. I probably will crash around 11 o'clock today. So if anybody's planning on talking to me after 11, I don't know. I don't know. Dennis, there's are we going to the brew? I can't go to the Brewfest, unfortunately, because I've got my, well, maybe I can. I've got my friend Peter DeBacher from the Cape coming. His wife is going to their reunion, her reunion at the Elms, and Peter is staying with the guys, and we are supposedly.
Sounds like a perfect thing to do.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful thing to do, and I don't know whether he's going to be able to. I would love if he likes beer. I think he might. Well, he's from Amsterdam, so he would love beer. I'm going to try to get him to come down. But
we encourage you to purchase your tickets in advance. Whether they're the designated driver or the general admission, or as long as space allows, at the general admission, there will be tickets available at the door. There's going to be like I said, we have
you can
food
only
trucks.
Allow certain numbers in. You're
Yes.
counting people
Yes.
or whatever. Oh,
yeah.
God. Okay.
So, like I said, we have food trucks. We have bands all day long.
Right.
We have vendors.
Right.
Selling their wares. Local vendors. A couple of woodworking guys.
Sure.
And different things like that. We have.
And this is all down in downtown Westfield.
Yeah, right on Central Street, right behind the right. Good enough, right behind the police station.
Right behind the police station. It's really good. Yeah.
There's a parking lot there, and as we were off the air, Dennis, Bob, this guy over here, George, because he called me Dennis. He called me. Who'd you call me? Danny. He called me Danny earlier, so I'm like, okay, whatever, Danny. Yeah, it's Danny. But he asked me how the whole thing got started, and I was telling him the story about it. Is that this whole festival, and this will be our 5th year, is that we started this as it was going to be called Taste at the Museum, and kind of like a play on Night at the Museum. So
taste of the museum.
So what we wanted to do is, the kids come in all the time and stuff like that. What we wanted to do is we wanted to get the adults in there, because they're the ones that make the decisions on donating to certain things, and we all know that. So we have 13 exhibits, and we're going to have 13 vendors.
Nice.
All alcoholic vendors.
Beer and wine.
You should have called it drinking at the museum.
And they were going to be,
drunk at the museum.
Drunk at the museum. And we don't want to encourage, we want you to enjoy responsibly.
Responsible drinking at the museum.
Yes. So, and they were going to be paired with restaurants. So each station was going to be paired with a restaurant to match the food with either the wine or the beer.
Yeah.
Well, this thing kind of grew legs of its own. And at one point, I had 18 breweries, and then 22, and then I had 27. And the first year, I think we had 33 different breweries.
Wow.
So it was like, okay, so now we got to change our plan.
Yeah.
Brian Sullivan, our mayor at the time, I went and had a meeting with him in his office about what we could do and what we can't do. And so he said, Rick, you're going to have the city's 100% support behind this event, as long as you bring it downtown. So, me and my ultimate wisdom, kind of like Bob over here, we open up our mouth and say something before we realize what we're doing. And no offense, Bob. But I said, you've got it. I said, I will bring it downtown. So I walked out of City Hall, walked down the street, walked over to the Westfield News, where Patrick had his coffee shop.
Patrick Berry. Mass Live.
Yes. Mass Appeal.
Mass Appeal. Yes.
Yeah, which I will be doing later this morning.
Oh,
so I'm on with Patrick later this morning. So I sat there, and he goes, Rick, what's wrong? And I told him the idea, and he goes, that sounds like a great idea. He goes, how about if we use my parking lot? I said, are you serious? And he goes, yeah. He goes, I only own up to that spot. And I said, well, who owns the rest of it? And he says, Rob Levesque. Yeah. Who walks in about 2 or 3 minutes later? Rob Levesque. And I pitched him the idea.
It's a miracle.
And it was like it was all falling into place.
I'm calling the Vatican.
Birth of a festival.
Yes.
Birth of a festival.
Yeah. And he goes, I'm in, whatever you need. He goes, I'm behind it 100%. So me and Patrick were sitting there talking, and the logistics of this whole thing, and as I'm walking out the door, the police chief at that time, Camerata, was walking up John Camerata was walking up the street. So I just stopped him to ask him the logistics. And he goes, "Yep." He goes, "Let's sit down and talk next week." And that's how the whole ball started rolling.
How many years ago was that?
That was
That
was 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah, and it's this great money raiser for the museum,
right?
Children's Museum.
Yeah. So it is for the Amelia Park Children's Museum. We raise money for them. We are, even though the whole group of us are actually affiliated with the board of directors of the museum. Some people aren't, but we are kind of a separate entity for that. It's just a benefit for the Amelia Park Children's Museum.
It would be a nice addition. Maybe they're included. I don't know, but Bob, the apiary winery that we went to, the Bee Honey.
Daggers. Yes, I found out about them a little too late.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. It's wonderful stuff.
Yeah, I want to kind of approach them next year's event and get them. So
they would love it. They're very promotional.
Yeah. That would be a lot of fun. Like I said, I have had a couple of their things that friends have had, and I really would, and I forgot about them.
It's easy. There's a lot of people around.
But we've got 30 different breweries, all local and regional breweries coming.
It's oh my God! Do you guys in Wisconsin? You got to come out here and listen to this and or attend. There's lots happening. That Denny, there's something happening on the green at the same time.
Yes.
But why don't we just take a short break? I'm going to play a song from Wisconsin's. Jenny's birthday was this weekend. Chris, my music director, and Jeff, her father-in-law's birthday. So I thought I'd ask Chris, her husband, what to play. And so this is one of Jenny's favorite summer hits by Seals and Crofts. You know the song? Seals and Crofts.
Everybody knows this song, Bob. This is like on the top 10 of yacht. This is on the top 10 of the
Isn't it called Summer Song?
Summer Breeze.
No, it's called Summer Breeze.
It's on the top 10 yacht rock.
Okay. What's it? When does a wind become a breeze? Or is it
a breeze is light as a wind is hard.
A wind is hard, so this is a soft summer breeze. Seals and Crofts. And we'll be back.
See the curtains hanging in the window in the evening on a Friday night. Little light is shining through the window, lets me know everything's alright. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. See the paper laying on the sidewalk, a little music from the house next door. So I walk on up to the doorstep, through the screen and across the floor. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Sweet days of summer, the jasmine's in bloom. July is dressed up and playing her tune, and I come home from a hard day's work. The smile breaking through. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind. Summer breeze makes me feel fine, blowing through the jasmine in my mind.
Underwriting for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield, serving the youth of the Whip City and surrounding communities since 1969. For more information on the Great Futures Club for ages 3 to 5, happening weekdays, and the Club Teen Center for ages 11 and older, weekdays from 6:30 till 8 p.m., go online at bcgwestfield.org or visit the club at 28 West Silver Street. The Boys and Girls Club of Greater Westfield. Great futures start here.
Join us every Thursday morning
from 6 until at least 7:30.
Check out the Bobby G and Company Show
right here on WSKB 89.5
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning. It is May 30th, 2023, and counting. I'm here with Rick Berry, and he's my personal assistant and co-host. We've got a producer somewhere in the building, Peter Coles.
I'm here.
There you are. And Dennis Akins, master of the universe and my great friend.
Morning, good morning.
Denny, we were just talking about a meal that Rick made last night, and he showed me a picture of it, this great garlic steak and risotto. But there was this glass.
That looks good.
There was this glass of booze, and it wasn't beer.
It was a mixed drink. It wasn't beer. No, that was Michelle's. That was Michelle's drink. It was a strawberry lemon drop martini.
Ooh.
Now, this is interesting.
Fruity.
They made the strawberry vodka.
Yes. We infuse. We take V1 vodka and we infuse it with native strawberries.
Do you do it the vacuum seal method, or you just do it over time?
No, just about a week.
Pop them in, let them sit.
Let them macerate, and it's by reverse osmosis. It pulls the color right out of the berries and the flavoring, and injects the vodka into the strawberries. You can eat the strawberries. They're pretty potent, but it gives it this nice deep ruby red color.
This sounds right up our alley, right?
And it's V1 just came out with a brand new flavor of vodka. It's a lemon with pea flower.
PEA flour.
Yeah, so the vodka is actually purple.
Wow.
So, and it's really kind of cool. They have a recipe for a lemon drop martini, and then when they make the lemon drop martini, they squeeze fresh lemon into it, and it turns the blue vodka. It turns it pink.
The purple vodka turns.
It's something to do with because so once you mix it with it's really kind of interesting.
Vodka is V1 sold throughout the country?
It's in certain states and stuff like that. I know they're in some states along the East Coast, and they're working to get their distribution. They're a local company. They're actually out of Hadley. But their vodka is distilled in Poland.
Oh,
and I think it's Kremen, Poland. Kremen, where there's a state-of-the-art distillery. It's actually the home of vodka, where vodka was actually originally invented. So
no, that was Springfield.
It was Springfield.
Springfield.
We wouldn't lie to you.
Vodka.
We wouldn't lie to you.
You won't believe.
You won't believe us. But so it was a great thing, and my steak came out phenomenally. I roasted the garlic on the grill with a little bit of olive oil, and then mixed it with
like something right up our alley.
With some butter, and then.
How'd you do your risotto?
The risotto, I got to give a shout out to Highbrow in Northampton. That's where it came from. Mm-hmm. So
what is that? A restaurant?
Yeah.
See, I cooked everything myself yesterday, and I was on crutches.
Did you buy it pre-cooked?
Yeah. Well, actually, it was. We had it the night before for dinner.
Risotto takes a good risotto takes a couple hours.
It does take a long time, and I have done it.
Some people, my grandmother used to make it all day long.
Yes,
forever.
Oh.
Yeah, so I've done it. I have it, and I've made risotto. I've made a 4-cheese risotto, and like during the summer, I'll make a summer risotto with zucchini and summer squash.
Yeah.
Listen,
asparagus,
wonderful. Dennis, my personal assistant doesn't fool around. I'm telling you, I've really hired well.
He's a Renaissance man.
Yes,
Renaissance.
So Dennis, question for you on the risotto: white wine or chicken broth?
Chicken broth.
Yeah,
I use a little bit of both.
Yeah, I can see.
Yeah,
some white wine in there.
Yeah, the first step is white wine. After that, it's chicken broth.
I'm making this.
Have you ever made risotto?
No,
Bob, do you have an air fryer at home?
No, I don't. No. I don't even have the air.
I made air fried cauliflower and chicken breast for lunch yesterday for my girlfriend.
Oh man!
I love cauliflower air fried.
Yeah. Hey, I want to talk this week. There is a flag. We've been on a committee. Dennis and I have been on a committee. We've been on a lot of committees, but this has been a special committee. Tell us about this committee we've been on, Denny.
Well, most people are aware of it that you and I were involved in, but it was normally it has been called the Pride Alliance up to this year, but we changed the name of the committee to the Westfield Pride Committee, and we're overseeing the activities for Pride Month, which is the month of June. And in the past, we have pretty much had exclusively the flag raising ceremonies, which we are having again this year. But our committee, which was up till this year was only about 4 people, is now over 30 people, and we've had a incredible amount of excitement, and we've created many activities for the month of June, ranging from flag raisings to comedy shows to ecumenical services at 3 churches to educational forums. It's going to be quite a new experience for the LGBTQIA people of Westfield, plus their allies and friends, which include all of you.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's an interesting thing. A question for you that I think sometimes people ask: why do we celebrate Pride? Why? Well, I know that. I mean, it's a rhetorical question in a way, but we have. There are a lot of months out there. There's Heritage. Asian Pacific Month, I think it's even this month happening right at the same time. But why is it important to do Pride? Celebrate LGBTQIA plus, and I want to ask about that in a minute too, as well.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of different reasons. I think our reason in Westfield has to do with a couple things. Number one, we have a significant LGBT community in Westfield, and I think that they love Westfield, and Westfield's their home, and they're integrated and throughout the community. They're professionals, they're blue collar workers, they love their neighbors, and it's just a chance to celebrate home. I think across the board with Pride celebrations, when you have a group that's been marginalized to the point where there's many laws created to kind of disenfranchise their existence, and then that changes, there's always a reason to celebrate inclusion. And, there was a time that you and I and the hundreds of people that we know could not step out and say, this is who we are proud of who we are, and we're proud to be active parts of the community, trying to contribute in every way possible. That's probably still the most important reason for Pride, to let people know that we are here celebrating who we are and that we're part of a wonderful community.
Yeah, I wonder, so when we say celebrate who we are, I think what sometimes happens is that folks think we're celebrating sex.
I know that's just not the case.
To be really frank.
It's not what we are. It's who we are.
Yeah, because we're basically born with an attraction to either the same sex or something on a spectrum that doesn't fit into what the world thinks as normal.
I just think is a better way to look at it. A healthier
Yeah, help
way
me,
is
help
that,
me.
Is that who we love has it has nothing to do with who we are. It's just secondary. People love another person. Period.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter to other people. It shouldn't matter who I love and who now I can legally marry. It
Right.
has to do with how I am, what my character as a human being is.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we want to stand up during Pride and say, this is what my character is, and celebrate that so that we can all help move everyone forward together. What happens behind my closed doors has nothing to do with anyone else.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and I'm not interested in anything beyond developing my life with my husband, my partner, and
sure. And it's
other than my community.
Yeah, and it is interesting that life in our past was basically lesbian, gay, and bisexual maybe, and then transgendered. Transgendered were there. We did not that spectrum now. That free to be who
correct.
I
That
am has enlarged so that it even includes asexual folks.
Yes.
Anybody that may be marginalized.
Well, again, anyone that's been sex in America is a touchy issue. We have puritanical roots.
Yeah.
And they should be somewhat respected. But again, we're talking about not celebrating sexuality, but celebrating individuality. And the spectrum of human sexuality, science keeps like with everything involving science, it keeps changing as new information's coming in.
Uh-huh.
And we don't know everything. And what we now know is a lot of people, bisexuals or another group, that have been repressed because they've been ashamed or made to feel or legally can't express who they are.
Right.
Now, there's been accusations because now transgender is the probably the forefront of the lightning strikes about the gay community, because now we are actively supporting our transgender brothers and sisters. Now, does that mean that the Westfield Pride Committee supports, children, changing their bodies based on what they think their gender is? No, not at all. No, we think like every human being thinks, that a decision involving minors should involve their parents and their doctors and psychiatrists only, not pride committees, and certainly not politicians. So when we're accused of supporting things, we're not supporting that. We're supporting individuals who want to explore with scientists, with psychiatrists, with doctors, with parents, their gender identity. That's all.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, just like you and I, Bob, knew by the time we were 9, 7, 8, 6 years old, that we were different.
We felt like we were different. Yeah. And yet society was telling us that difference there was something wrong with that difference.
Well, but back then, not so much today, but certainly when you and I were growing up, not only that it was wrong, but many of us were affiliated with churches who said it was evil.
Yes.
So we grew up thinking that, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? I'm a evil, or even worse, sick person.
Yes.
And then we discovered, no, I'm not. I'm as loving and as interested in developing my life and community as any other person on earth.
Yeah.
And then, so that was a shocking reality for a lot of us.
It's a difficult topic sometimes for folks to raise, because I remember growing up that my family would always say to me, do you have a girlfriend, et cetera, and I would be thinking, no, I don't have a girlfriend, and oh God, what do I say? And then I said, well, I like girl. I make up something that was totally, and I wasn't. I mean, I wasn't promiscuous.
Well, you're made to lie.
I
You're
would
kind of encouraged to lie.
We're encouraged to lie. Yeah.
And just for self-protection and for the human need of fitting in to society. And I don't think that's true for young people today. And that causes some people concern because a lot of young people who don't have the adult mind yet to decide what they are might think that there's something they're not.
Yeah.
And I don't disagree with that. I think that kids need guidance. I just think that they need to, and they should be able to talk to their parents and their doctors about that. I don't think kids should be making rash decisions about anything.
Right.
I have parents asking me more times than I'm surprised, because that's happening more and more. Parents ask me for advice because their kids are coming home saying, that they change their pronouns. And they, because I'm openly gay, they think I might have an answer for them. And as you know, Bob, so many times the other letters in our spectrum, we're not necessarily experts on. If they're coming home saying they're gay, I probably can help them.
Oh my God! Yeah, I just found out that the I in LGBTQI meant intersex. I thought it meant interested. I thought I discovered that the Q meant, and I couldn't understand what Q meant, queer, and because it sounded, for me growing up, that queer, I would never be wanted to be known as a queer.
Of course,
I never wanted to be, and then it was taken on because it validated. When somebody who's gay is able to say, "Look, okay, call me queer." But
young people chose to embrace the term.
Yeah.
A new generation chose to take it on as a badge of honor.
Yeah. Yeah. It's an interesting thing, and that discussion has to happen. We have why don't we take a break? I play another song, and then come back and just talk just for a short time before we start to play a game or two.
Okay. A good song sometimes to try playing over this month would be Cyndi Lauper's "True Colors."
Oh, it's a wonderful song.
That says a lot in a song.
Oh yeah, we're gonna play that next week. Or I'm gonna do a show on families and LGBTQI. But this is Bessie Smith. I found another song with beer in it, Mister.
You did?
Yeah. Do you? Yeah. When you have a beer, do you get a craving for a pig's foot?
No, I do not.
Do they still have those on the bar?
Pig's feet? Yes, they do, unfortunately, in some places.
Absolutely. People eat pickled eggs.
Yep.
So what's the difference?
Yep. Well, Bessie Smith, who incidentally was a lesbian, and she's the mother of blues. Her big song was, this is from 1917. Believe it or not, she's the mother of the blues. This is called "Give Me a Pig Foot." Wait a minute.
That's the year my mother was born.
And a bottle of beer. Do you know this song, Rick? Give me a pig foot and a bottle of beer.
I do not.
You don't know this song? Well, you got to listen to the lyrics. Give me a pig foot and a bottle.
In 1917.
I'm surprised you didn't have the Zach Brown band song.
What is that?
Toes in the Water.
What's the name of it?
Toes in the Water.
Kick
Toes
into a break,
in the
please.
Toes in the water. Here, get that.
I got my toes in the water.
So that has
something
to do
in the
with
sand.
Pig's foot. My toes look like. Never mind. Give me a pig foot and a bottle of beer. Bessie Smith. Listen to this. 1917.
What they do is tut, tut, tut. Oh, Hannah Brown from Crosstown gets full of corn bringing me down. He's got a rhythm, yeah. When he stomps his feet, he sends me right off to sleep. Check all your razors and your guns. We gonna be wrestling when the wagon comes. I want a Bigfoot and a bottle of beer. Send me cause I don't care. Slay me cause I don't care. Give me a Bigfoot and a bottle of beer. Send me gate, I don't care. I feel just like I wanna clown. Give the piano player a drink because he's bringing me down. He's got a rhythm, yeah. When he stomps his feet, he sends me right off to sleep. Check all your razors and your guns. Do the shim, sham, shimmy, tell the rising sun. Give me a reaper and a gang of gin. Slay me cause I'm in my sin. Slay me cause I'm full of gin.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
I'm Mark Auerbach. Join me every Friday at 8 a.m. for Arts Beat, where you'll meet interesting actors, directors, designers, and musicians here in Western New England.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Wow, it is Tuesday morning, May 30th, 2023, and counting.
Did we catch you by surprise, Bob?
Well, you always catch me by surprise.
I was working out details with Jay for a shoot we had this afternoon.
Oh, my God. Dennis was the only one who was alone that was having a conversation with himself. Do you ever have conversations with yourself, Dennis Akins?
I have conversations with my dog.
Oh, with your dog.
I'm never by myself. He's always with me. He's right here.
All right. Okay. Oh, where is he? Wilson. Where? Oh, look at that dog. Oh, my God. He's such a love.
He's always by my side, at my feet.
What do you?
My feet.
You want to chime in on the Chihuahua thing? I am not crazy about Chihuahuas, and they make me kind of like skivvy. I don't know. There's something about a Chihuahua that I just don't know. What do you think about Chihuahuas?
I think Chihuahuas feel the same way about you. So the feeling is mutual.
Oh, God. I don't know.
Chihuahuas, dogs, I mean, it's like we don't want to use a broad brush to paint people.
Oh,
You
okay.
can't do that with dogs either. I mean, I've seen Chihuahuas that are so incredibly loyal and charming and cute. And I've seen some that just bark and nip.
Nip and yip.
Yeah.
Yippee
I
and
have a
nippy.
friend in New Jersey who rescues pit bulls.
Ah, yeah.
And he's a big, tall, handsome, strong guy.
Yeah.
And he gets them from dogs that have been pushed into fighting and stuff like this. And he slowly nurtures them back to be the loving creatures that they
are.
can be.
Yeah.
And he's brought his dogs to Rehoboth with Wilson, and they are fabulous together.
Wow.
So I mean, it's all people make the dog.
Well,
You know,
isn't
dogs
that
follow-
interesting that I'm sort of doing with the Chihuahua what we say not to do with people?
Yeah.
Now I'm feeling
We
really
really are.
badly.
If you
Rick, I'm
had
really
a
bad about
Chihuahua
this.
You better-
and it developed your personality, you'd love it.
You better watch out, Bob. You know the Chihuahua Society is going to come after you.
Well, not just the Chihuahua Society, the Chihuahuas. Because somebody's
The
going to drop 30
Chihuahuas.
Chihuahuas off at your door.
I
Yeah.
never had a bad experience with the Chihuahua. I don't know why I'm making these.
I know.
I don't even know what does it mean? Is it a Chihuahua? Does it mean something in Mexican, like little yipper or little nipper?
Probably like rat dog or something
Rat
like
dog,
that. I think.
maybe.
Let me see.
Yeah. But
if there's actually a meaning for it.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like
Neither
an
do I.
Indian name, like a Mayan
I
name.
mean, I think people. I mean, look what people do to some of these little dogs. They dress them up. They put jewelry on them. They have, it's ridiculous. And then other people look at that, and if that's not your dog, you see the ridiculousness of it. But to them, they love their dog, and that's why they're doing that. But
and so if we're being LGBTQIA plus inclusive,
there's the thing, plus.
We got to be inclusive of in every way to be able to include every like and dislike. Or if Rick wants to dress, if you want to dress Lucy in a tutu, you go right ahead, Rick.
Who's Lucy?
Isn't that your dog?
No, Sadie.
Oh, Sadie. I knew it was a girl's name. Oh, Sadie in a tutu. If you want to dress her in a tutu or a clown's outfit, you go right ahead. I love the idea.
Or if you had a Max, you could put him in a tutu.
And actually, it's a border collie.
No,
is Dennis?
Dennis's dog is a border.
Oh,
collie.
Is a border collie?
Shepherd.
An Australian Shepherd.
Yeah.
And you know what? Sadie is a lab border collie, and she's just like so docile most of the time. And just like most of those herding dogs, is they conserve their energy to use them at certain points in time, and then they're done.
Exactly, they do. They're smart, like good workers, like good blue collar.
Yes, and Sadie during the winter, Sadie loves to have a sweater put on her when she goes outside because she's not a long hair; she's a short hair. She's got the lab coat.
Yep.
And we bought her a pair of pajamas a few years ago that were all matching, and she actually asks to put them on. She will go and grab them from the bedroom and bring them out and drop them at our feet.
No.
Yeah, I think that what it is that because
that's so cute.
Is because I think because they hug them,
Yeah,
and it makes them
like a
feel
thunder blanket.
right. It makes them feel comfortable.
So Rick,
It makes
are
them
you
feel
saying
safe.
that your dog wears pajamas?
Not all the time, but she does
Not
during the
all the
winter. Yeah.
Only when she's lounging.
They're special dog pajamas when she's
Or having a cigarette.
Yes, having a cigarette, having a beer or two or a cocktail.
Oh my God.
Wilson.
When she has a cigarette, she has a smoking jacket. So.
Wilson recently had some throat surgery.
Yeah.
And so we can no longer put a collar on him. And he's never worn a harness before.
Yeah.
And that's how we have to walk him now. But we put the harness on him, and he loves it. So now, as soon as I'm holding the harness, he comes and puts his head in the head part of the harness, like he knows what to do already.
So are you saying that maybe harness walking is better than leash walking for
it is
most
better.
dogs? I
There's
mean,
no
if
question.
It's better for them.
No,
yes.
they still have a leash, but the leash goes on to the harness on their back, not
at the neck. You know how many times I was walking Frankie and I thought, I think I've broken the dog's neck.
I know.
Pulling,
you needed a harness for Frankie.
Oh,
it gives you a lot more control.
That's it.
It's fine.
Yeah.
So Bob asked what Chihuahua meant. What the Spanish translation is.
Chihuahua.
Yeah,
Isn't it
it's a
town?
city and state
it's
in
a
Mexico.
Yeah.
It's said to be from the lost native word that meant dry place.
Dry place.
And that's where Chihuahuas probably started.
They probably did, yes.
They bred Chihuahuas.
Yes.
And they bred them from rats, didn't they?
No,
they couldn't. A dog.
Yeah, a
How
dog's
do you
can.
breed a dog wolf
The
down to a
Basses
tiny
were
little.
bred for rats.
Yeah, there's a rat terrier, so
Yeah.
they were meant to chase out them.
Yeah.
So
But I'm interested. If dogs came from wolves, and wolves are big, how do we get a wolf to be the small Chihuahua? Or were rents of wolves made a small baby? How does this work? Dennis, tell me, Master
I
of
have
the
no
Universe.
idea. They're canines. They're from the canine species.
Yeah.
And like anything else, if you breed them enough, there's going to be different variations, I would assume, different chromosomal DNA variations, and eventually small ones came about.
Oh, wow.
So Chihuahuas were bred specifically for rodent hunting.
Mm.
Because they're small enough to
Absolutely.
get into small places and stuff like that. So
Interesting.
In a different time than this, many dogs were bred to have a specific task.
Yeah.
You know, that's whether it's helping in war or
Yeah.
chasing rats down because there was a rat population out of control.
Right.
And now we're
So-
using dogs to sniff out cancer.
So
Yeah. What?
So we're going to expand on this a little bit about what the Chihuahuas were bred for, and don't blame me. This is
All right.
coming
Okay,
from
go
them.
ahead.
In
So,
Wikipedia.
well, it was actually this is right from the Chihuahua website. It says that
The Chihuahua Foundation of America.
It says they were originally bred for hunting rodents. However, rodent hunting may have been a natural instinct of the Chihuahua. That was not their primary job.
What was it?
Chihuahuas were used for food as well as companionship.
Yeah,
Wait a minute.
I can understand.
Dog
I can
eating?
understand that.
Hey, wait a minute. There's not a hell of a lot of meat on a Chihuahua.
It tastes like chicken.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I mean, tell people who love chicken wings. There's not a lot of meat on
Yeah,
Chihuahua.
exactly.
That's true. This is really. Look, crab legs. This is like eating a crab leg.
Yeah, I feel bad now that I actually read this. I'm just like,
I know. All of a sudden, Chihuahua is a little more meaningful today.
Good eating. Good eating. Someplace in the world, somebody's eating a Chihuahua. I don't
Don't you
know.
remember? Didn't remember the movie Legally Blonde?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Didn't she have a Chihuahua that she carried around?
My God, you're right.
And he was that dog was so cool.
Yes. Well.
She treated it ridiculously.
Well.
I mean, she dressed it in the same outfit she wore, but that was the pun.
Yeah,
You know,
of
it's like
course.
The dog was just a dog.
Yeah, of course.
know, it's
Of
just-
course. Wild. Hey,
You know what else is Chihuahuas don't know they're little dogs because I've taken my dog to the dog park, and you know Wilson loves little dogs. You know he grew up herding, 2,000-pound Jersey cows
Yeah,
and Nubian goats.
Sure.
So he's very taken by little dogs. He's fascinated by them and he likes them.
Yeah.
And they all love him, but they think they're just as big as he is.
You know, that's an interesting thing. The mind of a dog doesn't think I am tiny.
Right.
No.
Very interesting. Hey, Denny, before the hour is over, we should very much tell everybody what time the flag raising is, and isn't there an event on the green happening at the same time as Beer Fest right over there on Central
Yeah,
Street?
it was actually the opening night of Pride is June 1st.
Right.
And there'll be a 6:00 ceremonial flag raising on the plaza in front of City Hall. The mayor will be speaking. Senator Velas will be speaking
On
former
Thursday night?
Supreme Court. What's that?
Excuse me, Thursday night?
Thursday
Yes.
Yep.
Former Supreme Court Justice, Massachusetts Supreme Court Justice John Graney will be present, and he'll be helping raising the flag. And there's a lot of other surprises. Some of our sponsors from this year, we finally have sponsors. So Gas Electric and M&T Bank and TD Bank and a host of other people who have contributed to this year's events are going to be present and saying a few words.
Right.
And that also that evening is the first ever Pride Comedy Night at Hookie's at the Nook. That will be happening for people 18 years old and older, right after the flag raising. And then Saturday, Art Works in Westfield has also collaborated with us, and there's going to be a
Pride on the Green or Pride.
There's going to be Art Joe.
Yes.
I forgot what they're calling that. Actually, I apologize. It's
Pride and Art.
Art with Pride.
Okay, got
Is going to be at the green, and we are flying the pride flag also on the green at that site for that day, and it'll stay up for the week. Also, we have banners going up around the green with our new Pride, Westfield Pride logo on it. Also as a way to say to Westfield, thank you for letting us share your home and your community. We are thrilled to be here.
And an inclusive and a welcoming, loving community.
Yeah, diversity is good. I mean, like cultural diversity, this type of diversity makes America stronger.
Yeah.
You know, we all have a role to play. We all want to give back to the place that we call home.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, so I think so we've got Saturday has which starts first? I suppose Art on the Green starts at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then you guys are starting at 1 o'clock.
Well, noon. VIP is from noon. Yep.
And then 1 o'clock, and you go on
till 5.
Till 5, and we are, I think, on the green until 4 or 3. Denny, I think it's 4.
I think it's 4. I think it's 4.
Yeah. If somebody wanted to, incidentally, to find out about either event, you go to westfieldpride.com. Is that right?
That's correct.
Wild. And for the Brewfest.
For the Brewfest, whipcitybrewfest.com.
Which City Brewfest. Hey,
yeah. So if you want to come out, I mean, like I said, even if you don't drink beer or whatever, come out and enjoy the day. It's $20 for a designated driver. Come in. We've got vendors, we've got bands,
wonderful,
food trucks, and it's looking to be an absolutely beautiful day for every event that's going on downtown.
Yeah. I'll come over and I'll walk through, have a beer with you, and celebrate. Maybe buy a T-shirt, because those T-shirts that you have are just wonderful.
This is from 3 years ago.
Yeah, but there's nothing like a big
new gray one. Yeah,
is the one that you have letters that go all over. It's just so lovely. I love it. I love it. So everybody, today is, believe it or not, my bucket's got a hole in it day. Did you know that?
You're lucky you have a bucket.
Do you know what the second line of
Dear Liza?
Yeah. Do you know the second line of my bucket's got a hole in it is?
Dear Liza?
No.
That's what the Sesame Street version has, second line.
Oh, second line.
My bucket has a hole in it, so I might as well just...
No, it's something about...
That's what I would say.
I can't get any more beer.
Oh,
no, but the second
really?
line has beer in it, and I thought to myself, "Boy, this is really something." So it's
not an Irish limerick.
No. No.
Oh boy.
There once was a bucket with a hole. No, there once was a holeless bucket. I think that there
a
once
holeless bucket.
A holeless bucket. You gotta, because then you can rhyme it with Well, it's got to rhyme with that bad word. At any rate, or those bad words. At any rate,
guys, I have to sign off. I have to say goodbye.
Denny.
It's 8 o'clock anyway.
All right, Dennis. Thank you.
Great to see you.
So good to see you. Good luck this weekend.
See you, Denny.
Thank you. You too.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Denny. Yeah. We're gonna. Dennis's bucket doesn't have a hole in it. Bye. I just want you to know.
I've kicked the bucket many times.
You've kicked the bucket. No, please don't kick the bucket.
Oh, I won't.
This is Tab Benoit's song. Or rendition. It's a quieter version of this, and you get to listen to the words. My bucket's got a hole in it. Tab Benoit.
Well, my bucket's got a hole in it. My bucket's got a hole in it. My bucket's got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer. Well, I'm standing on the corner with the bucket in my hand. I'm just looking for a woman that ain't got no man. My bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. My bucket's got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer. Yes, I went up on the mountain. I looked down on the sea. I seen the crabs and the fishes doing the beat by beat, 'cause my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. My bucket's got a hole in I can't buy no beer. Now I don't have to worry, life ain't so hard. When I got a woman in the boss man's yard, 'cause my bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. My bucket's got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. My bucket's got a hole in it. Yeah, my bucket's got a hole in it. I can't buy no beer.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldState.bncollege.com.
This is Ken Stomsky from Ken's Den on WCPC 15 and 89.5 FM, Tuesdays, 8 to 10.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Tuesday, it's May 30th, 2023, and counting. Hey, Westfield on Weekends is down there at 105 Elm Street. We've got a great art show, The Art of Marie Crane Yvonne, and it is also at the Athenaeum. Go into the Athenaeum, then walk down on the weekend, 105 Elm Street. You can go have a couple of beers. Can you go back and forth inside of the Brewfest? I mean, once you pay, can you leave and come back?
We don't recommend it, but you know, we can if you need to.
Oh,
but
okay.
everything is pretty self-contained where you are, so.
Gotcha. So you could make a decision to maybe go down the street to 105 Elm, which is open on Saturday, 12 to 5. And you can see Jim Johnson Corwin down there and the great art of Marie Crane Yvonne. I think it's also on Friday night from 6 until 8. Or if you want to make a reservation to see it, just call and say, I'd like to see the art, and we'll let you in.
There you go.
So it takes a village to make this, and the sponsors are so important for Brewfest. You wanted to
sponsors and our committee. I would first give a shout out to our Brewfest committee, who work a lot to get this up and running. And the day of the volunteering of what the work is, you know, we're there from 8 o'clock in the morning till probably 6 o'clock at night, getting everything ready.
Sure.
Not to mention the setup on Friday, but sponsors, like, you know, Bob, doing any event or anything like that, the sponsors are the biggest thing that we have. So
because it just doesn't happen. You got to put some money into it in order to make it happen.
Right. And we've got sponsors. So we give a shout out to Westfield Bank, First and Adams Funeral Home Services, Jerome's Party Plus.
Oh, fabulous.
Rob Levesque and Associates and Salumi Construction and the City of Westfield are site sponsors. We've got Canada's Connection from Westfield. We've got Bulkley and Richardson, our VIP sponsor.
Right.
So we've got a number of people that just help bring this together. Our stage sponsors who help bring you the music and stuff like that. We've got Casson Insurance.
Love it.
Westfield Gas and Electric. Rocky's Ace Hardware. Don't forget the little guys downtown. We got JPAG Luca and Pete Coles are some of our stage sponsors. We've got, our ice sponsors who are helping us keep the beer cold. We've got Stop and Shop. We've got Poly Plating and a number of others who have just come forward to help ensure that
And
we're
does
keeping
the city also, some of the departments in the city contribute to this?
Oh, yes. They, shout out. I mentioned the city of Westfield as a whole, but the DPW, the police department, PJ Miller over at the community development office and the mayor's office have been, like I said, that we were, that they would have full cooperation for this event.
License
as long as
commission.
it was, the license
City
commission.
council.
City council, definitely.
All the people that have to approve all those little licenses that you need under Massachusetts blue laws.
Yep.
Wow.
And we mentioned the city council. The fact is that we are on it's a city property, so we have to get special permission from city council and the license commission, and then we have to get a permission to have open containers.
Oh yeah,
because
of course,
because everybody has an open container,
right? And we got to give a shout out to the police department, to Larry, Chief Valier, Chief Valier, and to Juanita.
Juanita Carnes?
Yes.
No, Juanita Mijas.
Oh, yes. Oh, for God's sakes.
From the police department.
Sergeant.
She gets, Sergeant Mijas. And when she gets her stuff together and gets the crews down there and gets the bicycle racks to help us keep everybody, corralled in.
Corralled in for a good reason.
But they do a lot of work for us, and they love it. And every year that we've had this, it's just like the police officers come up and they'll say, "This is what a great event."
Well, thank you, Rick, for helping to helm this right from the very beginning when it was just a little idea in your wonderful mind.
And we got to thank JP's Light and Sound for volunteering.
Already did, and I thanked you, Pete.
North End Butcher Block is there as well.
Yeah, North End Butcher Block making sliders, and Skyline will be our food vendors.
Fabulous.
And we'll have a water station, and I'll give a shout out to Costco for donating water for us. And we accept, and we set up our water table and we accept donations for the water. And there's going to be a very large raffle. Also,
I love it. I love it. Let's make a lot of money for the Children's Museum because it's a jewel for Westfield, right over there in South Broad Street.
I want to give two more shout outs to one of them to our presenting sponsor who has been there for every 5 years of it is Tinbridge Brewing Company.
Gotcha.
Down on Main Street. And one of our newest breweries that will be coming to town is taken over as our glass sponsor this year. That will be Bright Ideas. Wonderful. And they're going up on the north side.
They're out of originally the Pittsfield area.
No, North Adams.
North Adams.
Yeah, they're up in the Mass Mocha building.
Hey, we've got Kenny and his co-host Kathy waiting right here. You can't do a beer show without ending with the Andrews Sisters Roll Out the Barrel from 1939. Here's the Andrews Sisters. Everybody enjoy the Brewfest. The Pride flag raising is Thursday night coming down. We've got a comedy night at over at Hutke's, and on the weekend Pride and the graduations
this week.
Lots of happening. Get out there and volunteer, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Here are the Andrews Sisters.
There's a garden, what a garden, only happy faces bloom there, and there's never any room there for a worry or a gloom there. Oh, there's music and there's dancing and a lot of sweet romancing when they play a polka
on the floor. It's a big surprise they're waiting for, and on the tables they form a ring. For miles around you'll hear them sing bling doo da doo dee doo da 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 da.
Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest ACE dealers. Expertise at Rockies.com. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield.
Join us every Thursday morning
from 6 until at least 7:30.
Check out the Bobby G and Company Show
right here on WSKB 89.5
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB. Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.